Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Dover International Raceway here for, well, what is another round of the playoffs here. It is now the round of 8 here at Dover, so there's, well, only 8 drivers left fighting for that coveted championship here this season. To bring you all the racing action, though, here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series for Red Light Racing, my name is Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're high above here in the virtual Turn 3 Racing Network booth, and the drivers that you're here to watch tonight, well, there's a couple of them that are left in the playoffs, 8 to be exact. The rest of them out there battling for the best of the rest contention championship. Well, the drivers that are in that championship that we're going to keep our eyes on here tonight, the 8 drivers that advance to the next round, that'll be Chris Hammett, Zach Mitchell, Richard Murdoch, Sean Single, James Skelton, Jeffrey Souza, Joe Strano, and Michael Trevarthen. Those 8 drivers have had their points all reset. It is a heads-up battle from here to the end, and it all starts right here at Dover. The Concrete Mile here opened back in 1969 as the Dover Downs International Speedway. They raced some horses down there on the infield. The casino right attached to the racetrack, so a lot of historical values here at Dover, and nothing gets any better than being right here with the NASCAR 1987 Winston Cup machines here at Dover, but it looks like it is just about time to crack this one open here tonight. Let's go down and get your starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at Simbox. You don't have a Simbox button box, you need a Simbox button box, and make sure to head on over to Facebook.com, type in Simbox PC, and get yourself a Simbox. Starting on the front row here tonight, driving car number 6. This is going to be the youngster, Chris Hammett. Starting to the outside, another championship contender to be the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Starting back in row number 2 to the inside, that's position number 3. Driving the number 86, this is James Skelton. And the driver that lives just 20 minutes down the road, drive the Adventure in Pixel 01, that's Richard Murdoch. He'll roll off from 4th. 5th here tonight to go to the 43, that is Joe Strano. And Road Rage Accessories number 43, back into the 6th spot. Missing the cut this season, it's the 42 of Max Terriel. He'll start 6th. Right on money in the Full Throttle Racing Turbo Door Critical Paints number 98. He'll start 7th. Tim Blum is into the 8th spot. 9th will go to the number 24 of Zach Mitchell. Ethan Troutman will go into the 10th spot. 11th will be Shanika Single in car number 11. And then it'll be Michael Trevarthen in car number 2 back into the 12th spot. 13th starting spot here tonight. It's the Beefy Motorsports entry. Driver out of Ontario, Canada, number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Then it's going to be the guy, well, has a good old buddy up there. The other Canadian Maple Leaf, number 31. That's going to be Dave Bragg. Brian Bianchi is right there in the Gold Peppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14. He'll start 15th, while Philly Edwards in the number 73 will go 16th here tonight. Rex Hoyle will go 17th. Joshua Buckley, the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13, will go 18th on the call here tonight. Dustin Gainey Into the 19th spot, Kevin O'Brien, the Aussie, in 20th. 21st to the checkered flag auto supply, number 30 of Bob Higgins. Then it'll be Tony Strano back in 22nd. And the call here, that's your starting lineup, brought to us by Simbox. As you can see, they're ready to go, though. This time by, we're going to drop the hammer. Right there, the green flag is in Barney's hands. We're go this time by. Out of turn number 4, put 100 laps on the board here at Dover as we're green flag racing. A great start by these drivers as they dive down into turn number 1. It's like an elevator chute for these drivers, and the guy that gets shot out into the front, that'll be the number 6, Chris Hammett. Hammett will be followed down the back straightaway there by Skelton. Then it's going to be Sousa, Murdoch, and Joe Strano are the first drivers that are side by side here tonight. A couple different lines by these drivers as they come back around here. They're completing the first lap here tonight at Dover. We go green for lap number 1. One driver into the outside wall. That was the Buick. That was the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe, number 14 of Brian Bianchi. He was up into the outside retaining wall out of turn number 4. One of those spots where those drivers want to try and make sure they stay away from. But Bianchi was into the outside wall. So his Buick out there. There's only 3 of them on the racetrack here tonight. They got to try and stay clean and green. You stay green, though, here tonight at Dover as your race leader. Just exchanged hands while we watch the Brian Bianchi bouncing off the wall. Now that's going to be the number 86 of James Skelton in the Flowertown Animal Hospital, number 86. Took him all to the final race of the season to get himself a win here with the Scrambler Series, and since then he's been on an absolute tear. He's not let anybody else have a slice of the pie. Well, the only other driver that's been able to take a little slice, that was actually going to be Zach Mitchell. He kind of, well, shocked the world at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. James Skelton was right there, though, to try and battle back into that one. There's Zach Mitchell in the DuPont Chevrolet. He's back there running into the 9th spot. Missed last week's race, but luckily for him, he was able to pick up the win back at the Worldwide Technology Raceway, and that put him into this round of 8 for these drivers. Going to be tough out there tonight for these drivers that are still into the playoffs. Everybody here tonight, though, already with just 5 laps about to be completed, have pretty much gone single file, but don't tell that to the team cars. Oh, and one of them bouncing off the wall back there. I believe, is that going to be... believe that's the number 13 of Joshua Buckley here tonight, supporting that City Chevrolet colors on his car. Bounced it off the wall and held on to it, so he'll just hold his spot back there behind the Pabst Blue Ribbon, number 73 of Philly Edwards. There's Edwards in the Pabst Blue Ribbon, number 73. You see him working up the speedway. Buckley going to hang out that right rear. Call that a little bit of a yaw there on that car. He yawed it out a little bit. Looks like Buckley will finally complete the pass there. So move Joshua Buckley up into the number 17th spot now with that City Chevrolet. Brian Bianchi, though, he's under fire. There goes Rex Hoyle. Now here comes that Jiffy Lube, number 31 of Dave Bragg. Great to see Dave back here racing with us once again. He made it last week, but just good to see the old boy out there. Battle inside the top 10, though. Zach Mitchell trying to get around the Ryan O'Donnell entry. And that'll open up the door. Here comes Shanika. Tim Blum is right there. So as Zach Mitchell got around, now it's Tim Blum's turn, then possibly Sean Single. You want to be down over to the bottom side. Ethan Troutman also with his number 62. Ford Thunderbird is right there. All just trying to work around Ryan O'Donnell. That Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry has a door open right there. You see the gap, but it's going to close very quickly because the bottom side of the speedway has so much grip here with this concrete. Of course, can't open it up all the way and slide out to the outside retaining wall that time for the number 62 of Troutman. That's because Ryan O'Donnell was into the outside groove. So the driver out of Michigan has fallen back now outside the top 10 for Ryan O'Donnell. He's able to go get in line there right ahead of the number 2 of Michael Tremarthen. Tremarthen, one of those drivers that are still battling inside the championship hunt. Max Terriol Underneath that 0-1, the adventure in pixels of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch started in the 4th spot. He's falling back now. 2 spots since the draft. The green flag here inside the first 10 laps of this one. Murdoch, another one of those drivers we talked about. Murdoch comes in actually slated to be 3rd overall in the championship. He was slated as the 3rd driver, but he's been on a little bit of a hot streak here as of late coming into this race. When you look back at the last couple of races that we've had, he was able to finish 3rd at Rockingham, 4th at Gateway, a top 5 at Bristol on the dirt. So I mean, he's been putting together some really good races here coming into the playoffs. That's what kind of propelled him into the round of 8, and he's here to play. Chris Hammett's here to play, but he's under attack. Hammett lost the race lead to James Skelton, and Skelton's been able to open up about almost an 8-9 car length lead. Well, there's that number 4. Souza's right there, right on board here with Souza down the back straightaway. Watch him kind of shoot down off the banking there into turn number 3. It's going to be the opposite here. It's going to be coming up out of the elevator shaft right here. Car gets a little loose on the exit of the corners here. A little bit of backfire there out of the exhaust. One driver coming to pit road, it looks like. Here comes the checkered flag, almost wide number 30. That is Bob Higgins. Higgins will roll to pit road. He's running into the 22nd position. Don't know, maybe there's a spark plug or something loose on that car. He'll take it to the garage. Maybe they can call up to the checkered flag auto supply and get themselves a set here real quick and get back out onto the raceway. Still the battle back here for a second. You see everybody, the big snake around the speedway. Everybody lined up right now. Logging some laps here at the Monster Mile. Beautiful cars out there, some great sounds, some great paint schemes here tonight. We love when we get to see the 1987 Winston Cup machines. Of course, you get to see some retro-looking one-off colors there. You see the Turbo Door Radical paints of Ryan O'Donnell, and then you get to see some very colorful, cars like the Josh Buckley number 13. There's that City Chevrolet, and then how about the number 15 of Dustin Gainey? He's usually driving the Chick-fil-A Dr. Pepper entry, but here tonight, he's got that little bit of a throwback as Buckley was sideways in his Chevrolet. But Gainey rocking that, I would call it the mellow. Oh, now Gainey's going to side drift it, stepping out. Don't call him Drift King just yet. That Buick for Dustin Gainey looking like a Kyle Petty throwback scheme. Absolutely beautiful. He's able to hang on to it after letting that right rear slide out. Drivers all back here still trying to get a catch on it. And look at this throwback scheme. That's going to be the number 3. That's Tony Strano. Usually has the Victory Junction gang on his machines, but when he brings the throwback out, the 87 car, he throws it back to Dale Earnhardt, one of the greatest in the sport. Up front, well, it's not a throwback as somebody's having some problems. I believe that's Dave Bragg out there on the speedway. Having a little bit of problems. He'll get it to pit road. We do stay green. No throwback there for James Skelton, but he is definitely throwing it back as we're 3 wide on the front straightaway. Mitchell down to the inside there. That was Richard Murdoch, Mitchell, and Tim Blum. They were 3 wide racing down the front straightaway. 3 wide usually doesn't work here. Miles the Monster usually reaches out, snatches you, and he'll take all your friends with you. But that looked like it's actually going to work. Murdoch will hold on to the spot. Joe Strano was also in that battle. There you see the STP number 43 Pontiac. That would be, well, the throwback to the king, Richard Petty. You got the Rainbow Warriors there. And we could spend all night. We could just do a series here on the throwback schemes that these drivers have aboard their 1987 Winston Cup machines. Chris Hammett, though, still under attack, but James Skelton still continuing to walk away from these drivers. Right on board here with the number 86 of James Skelton. Looking back here on the field, he's out front. He's led all the laps here tonight. So as he continues to lead, Dustin Gainey, that's actually Souza. Souza there in car number 4. Still trying to get around that number 6 machine, but these 2 drivers, they've been going back and forth. There you see that Chevrolet to the inside, the Pontiac to the outside. Got a Ford Thunderbird sitting right there in that number 11, Shanika single. So Murdoch will get back around Joe Strano. So put Murdoch into P number 5. Now Strano back to running 6. Then it's Zach Mitchell, Tim Blum, and Shanika Single will fall back into line. Rex Hoyle underneath Ryan O'Donnell. One driver up into the outside wall on the front straightaway. That was the number 15 of Dustin Gainey. He came out at turn number 4 and had it too much yawed out. And yawed it right into the fence. Oh, he's sideways, yawing it, yawing on her, yawing on her. It's going to snap loose, and he'll spin it down to the inside. Caution lights are on. Dustin Gainey will go around here on lap number 24 to bring out the first caution flag of the evening. Those Goodyear Eagles just not hooking up on the number 15 of Gainey, and that will bring out the first caution flag here of the evening. Down the back straightaway, Dustin Gainey looked like the tires were starting to fall off that Buick. Just lost the handle on it. Take a look back here. Let's watch what happened to Dustin Gainey. You see him sideways down in between turns 1 and 2, and then off the corner. It just snapped and went around. I don't believe there's going to be much damage on that machine. Right on board. Here, in and out of the throttle, in and out of the throttle. And around he goes, and little kiss to the inside wall. Not much damage done, though, to that mellow yellow. Number 15 for Dustin Gainey. The tires may be hurt, maybe a couple scrapes on that car, but everybody is down pit road. There's your race leader. James Skelton leads everybody on the lead lap down pit road. All 20 cars that are on the lead lap will come to pit road here. For tires and fuel, fill it up with the Sunoco race fuel. Back then, I guess we should have said the Union 76. There you see right tires on for everybody. James Skelton's already down around to the left-hand side for his team. Down to the way the race off pit road will go to. And it'll going to be James Skelton, Chris Hemp, Max Terrill is how they come out across the line. Your top 3. Everybody else is going to file in here tonight. We'll take a look and see where everybody is scattered through. And while we're underneath the caution flag, race fans, are you in the Ayer, Massachusetts area? Well, have you stopped over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply today? Meet the Higgins family. We got to thank the Higgins family this season for coming on board here with Red Light Racing and the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series. The new name for this, well, it's actually been the past 2 seasons. I can't say the new name, it's been the name. We thank the Higgins family for coming on board. So if you ever need brakes, rotors, shock struts, little tree air fresheners, they have, oh, and they even have that fancy window cleaner. So if you need to see out your windshield, they have that cleaner that you spray it on, you wipe it off, wax on, wax off kind of thing. Wax on, wax, yeah, that's right. My Mr. Miyagi's a little rough these days. So we're getting ready. The iRacing.com safety car lights are out here this time by. So after 26 laps, we'll go back to green flag racing after our first caution flag of the evening. It will be James Skelton, Chris Hammett, Max Terrill, Zach Mitchell, Jeffrey Souza, Richard Murdoch, the first 3 rows. First 24 laps of this race have been exciting. We expect the rest of this race to follow in suit. Here at Dover, it's a tricky track for these drivers that have been minding their P's and Q's and still being able to drive side by side. There goes the safety car. Into the restart zone. Gotta wait on Barney right there. He's waving it back and forth. We're green once again here tonight at Dover. Great start there by Chris Hammett, who was able to come up through the H-pattern gearbox just a little bit quicker, but here comes the 86 of Skelton. The inside momentum is going to roll for the South Carolina native, but watch out. Here comes the storm from the north, number 42 of Max Terrill. He will look down to the bottom side. Chris Hammett got a great start. He will fall back into the 3rd spot. Has an opening to the inside lane. He'll take it. 1 lap back to green, but a couple drivers like Ryan O'Donnell going to scrape it up against the outside retaining wall. That Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry going to need a little bit of paint now on the right-hand side of that Turbo Dork entry. Sideways, that's the 11 there. That was Shanika single. They're going to 3 wide down the back straightaway. Here comes Ryan O'Donnell now. He'll jet down to the inside of Michael Trevarthen as they go 2 wide down to turn number 3. Let's see how this is going to work out of turn number 4. Michael Trevarthen going to kiss the outside wall just a little bit. Michael Trevarthen in that Thunderbird. BK Paints number 2. Playing a little game out there with the outside retaining wall. They're able to hold on to it right now. He's still working the outside. Ryan will prevail. He'll take the spot. As he takes the spot, there's the battle for the race lead. There's James Skelton in the 86. He continues to dominate this race here tonight at Dover. And there is Max Terrill, one of the all-time winningest drivers here with Red Light Racing on Monday nights. He's got the all-black number 42 ready to roll. He's moved up 4 spots since the drop of the green flag here tonight. He's running in P number 2. Something happened. Sean Single's fading backwards on the inside lane. There goes the 2 Buicks. There goes Rex Hoyle, Brian Bianchi. Now there goes the 3. That is Tony Strano now. He'll look to the outside here on the number 11. The Hot Wheels entry here tonight for Shanika Single. Sean Single, one of the drivers that came in, he was slotted into 4th in the championship standings coming into the night. He is right now your lowest running playoff driver. Not a good spot to be in right now if you're Sean Single. It looks like he'll find a home back there for the time being. That is going to be actually P number 13 for Sean Single. Tony Strano is right there, so is Joshua Buckley. There's the 15 of Dustin Gainey, and here comes the number 62 of Ethan Troutman. Troutman made the playoffs, just missed it by a couple of points this past season. Moving himself into the round of 8, so he was eliminated. Still here tonight, competing, though, with the drivers. That's the greatest thing about the playoff system. You may get eliminated, but you don't go home. You still have to finish out the season. That's exactly what Troutman's doing, the Tennessee driver. Right now back in the 16th spot. Started 10th, so having a little handling woes on that car. You've seen Chris Hammond fire off very strong here tonight, but then as the run goes on, about 10 laps into the run, that number 6 entry really starts to fall off, and then Sousa's right there, and well, Hammett's maybe a little bit slower, but he's not making the mistake, so Sousa really just cannot get around. Nowhere to go. Right on board with the driver out of Somerset. The Sousa Media entry. Listen to it, trying to put the power down on the number 4. As soon as we get past there, that's going to be Zach Mitchell in the DuPont, number 24. He slots himself now into P number 5. One driver bouncing it off the wall. I think that was the 14. It was Brian Bianchi. Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe, number 14, the Buick. Sure don't look like a Buick. It does, actually. Brian actually said not only does it look like a Buick from back then, it certainly rides like an old school Buick. Can't say I've ever been in a Buick that old. I know, I might date myself just a little bit. That 15 of Dustin Gainey going to go for a slide. Caution lights are on again. Dustin Gainey having a little bit of problems there. Maybe had a little bit of help from that number 3. He was probably just trying to rattle his cage a little bit. So Gainey this time off turns number 1 and 2 going to have a little bit of issue with that mellow yellow Buick. We'll take a look back here at it, see what happened to Dustin Gainey. Well, he goes into the corner already sideways, drives it in, tries to save it. Tony Strano just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I think Kevin O'Brien may be getting a little piece of that also. Gainey is able to right the ship, and watch, he drives it in. He's already sideways there. You see the right end yawed out. Caught it, tried to catch it again, and around, yeah, Kevin O'Brien does get a little piece of that. Well, that puts us under the second caution flag of the evening. Look at everybody. They will come to pit road. Except for a couple drivers that were running towards the back of the field. A couple drivers that are staying out. That's Joshua Buckley and Brandon Feeney. Both those drivers staying out here. And I suspect, though, 4 tires and fuel for the rest of the field. There's your 2 race leaders. As well as everybody else is down on pit road right now. We'll see who will win the battle off of pit road. Skelton was the first one to his box. And they will go for a 4-tire stop, as it's a 2-tire stop there for the 4. Souza down and away. He'll lead the race off pit road. And then looks like it'll be possibly Brian Bianchi or James Skelton. Wait for the scoring on that one. Looks like Dustin Gainey's going to sit on pit road for just a little bit. So right now there is a tire strategy that a couple of these drivers could have been playing, but it does not look like Joshua Buckley is playing a tire strategy. He'll come to pit road. So Joshua Buckley and the number 13 will come to pit road, the bearded Viking. He'll come down. So that will hand things over to the Liquid Molly, number 38 entry. That's Brandon Feeney out of Ontario, Canada. The lights go out on the iRacing.com pace car, so we'll go back racing next time by. Feeney will choose the inside lane. James Skelton going to have to be very, very careful when he goes down into turn number 1 here, or even on this restart, because the 38 of Brandon Feeney is on, well, looks like about 15-lap old tires right now, so going to have to be a little bit ginger here when we go back racing. Feeney, of course, picking up a heat race win up in Canada just a couple weeks ago. Been a while since he said he was able to pick up a win, but he finally did it. So it'll be Feeney to the inside with Souza and the 2 tires to the outside. Then it will be Bianchi back into the 4th spot. Actually, James Skelton there in 4th. Couple 2-tire stops up at the front of the field. No tires. And, well, sprinkle in some of those 4 tires here as we get ready to go back racing on board with the race leader, Brandon Feeney. No wheel spin, and he is down and away. We're back racing here tonight at Dover. To turn number 1 we go. And a great outside move there by Souza to take the race lead and to trap the 86 of Skelton. Skelton's got to be patient there, back into the 2nd spot. No tires on that number 38 for Brandon Feeney, trying to save a set for a little bit later on. He'll drive it down to the corner. 3 wide. Here comes Max Terrell. He'll thread the needle. Tiptoeing through the tool-ups there for the number 42. Oh, the 14. Yeah, that is the 14 of Brian Bianchi. You get those Cole Peppers machines mixed up here and there. Feeney trying to knock down the wall to the outside. Just not much grip up there. He'll hang on to it for the time being, but he is falling through the field here very quickly. Out front, though, is Jeffrey Souza in his 2-tire stop. He's trying to run away and hide as Feeney continues to ride the outside. Now he's got the number 10 of Tim Blum behind him, and Blum has nowhere to go because the 62 of Ethan Troutman is down on the bottom side of the speedway. Feeney in those older tires. He's just dropping through the field right now. The good thing, though, about Brandon Feeney is that he will have a set of tires left on pit road here. If there was a late race caution tonight, he would be able to come down pit road, put the tires on. He's at a tire advantage right now. Maybe a disadvantage on the speedway, but an advantage down on pit road. Josh Buckley has not returned back out to the racing surface. Now it looks like the number 13 of Joshua Buckley will. Looks like had a little bit of a penalty, pitted out of sequence there by the officials, and he had to come to pit road. He'll go another lap down. He's already 2 laps down. He'll go another one at least before he's able to come back up to speed here. Race leader is still Souza. He's the 2nd leader of the night. Joe Strano having a really solid run, the driver out of Wisconsin. Got that 43 looking good here tonight. Started 5th, running 5th. He's been as high as running 3rd and as low as running 7th here tonight. Brake rotors are glowing on that number 43 for Joe Shred. He's got to take care of them. These old 1987 machines, they're heavy. They don't stop worth, well, I'll let you fill in the blank for that one. And right now that Pontiac, though, wrapping right up against that number 6 rear end. We talked about Chris Hammond and how that car fires off good, and then all of a sudden when the tire run starts to go, it gets a little bit loose. Talking about loose right now, Brian Bianchi, he has fallen back through the field here with his 2 tires. He's been just kind of relegated to the outside group. Hasn't really had a chance to get down. He'll have a chance here, but it'll be all the way back into about the 14th position for the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14, Brian Bianchi. And actually, I had the pleasure. I didn't get to meet Brian Bianchi this past week. You know, if you followed along on the Turn 3 Racing Network's Facebook page, you know I was headed up to Stafford. I surprised a couple of guys here in the series. I attended the SRX race at Stafford. And then the next morning, I headed over, well, to the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. It was just down the road. So my wife and my little man, we were in the car. And, well, I saw the exit, so we just had to stop. It's not always we get up into the area up there, so we made sure to stop and get ourselves some breakfast. Nice little place there at Culpeppers Bakery. So right now, Bianchi back into the 14th position. Not much going on. There is the Joshua Buckley, number 13. He has come back out onto the racetrack, and right now he is way back into the 20th position. 3 laps down the race leaders. Got to meet the bearded wonder himself also, along with Rob Higgins and Bob Higgins. They were there at the racetrack, and it was all put together. I'm putting the blame on somebody, and it's that man right there, Shanika Single. It was his idea. He had a ticket available, and, well, put it in motion. We kept it a secret for about, well, a month or so that we were going to attend, and then we let Rob Higgins in on the little gist, and there it started to snowball. Luckily, though, we did keep it out away from Josh Buckley's ear, so we at least surprised the Viking. We also got to meet Sean Single's girlfriend. Attended one of her, I believe that was her first race at Stafford. I could be wrong. If she's probably listening out there, she's probably going to yell at me. But right now, Sean back into the 13th spot, not too hot right now. Sousa's out front. He's still the race leader here. He leads at the halfway point home. But James Skelton is coming, and look at that number 2, the neon green and black entry. There is Michael Trevarthen working to the inside of Zach Mitchell here, clear Mitchell, and now he's trying to get around that adventure in Pixel 01 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch's always in the adventure. Murdoch will never roll over and just let you have a spot. He is going to make you earn it the old-fashioned way. That's exactly what he's doing here. Zach Mitchell back there, though, is kind of thinking right now, which way you got to go there, old boy? He wants to find a hole. Nowhere to go. It's good racing, though, right here as it's side-by-side. It's gone on for a couple of laps now. Maybe the inside this time out of turn 4. No, he'll slide it. Murdoch's able to put the power down. Look how close Zach Mitchell's able to really wrap into this battle. Got a tiptoe, though. He'll go to the bottom now as you see that number 2 squirt out ahead of the 01 of Richard Murdoch. So it'll be Trevarthen taking the spot for the time being. Now Zach Mitchell trying to do the same thing. Halfway home in this one. We're over the halfway point. So Zach Mitchell will take that spot from Richard Murdoch. Put Murdoch back to running in the 8th spot. Look at the battles that are back here just behind those drivers inside the top 10. Drivers that are holding on to the top 10. There's Troutman and Blum. Here comes Blum in the Nickelodeon, the slime entry. Well, there's Autumn out there saying it was her first race ever at Stafford. She's out there tuning in, watching Shanika back there. Outside the top 10. April, maybe you want to go slap him in the back of the head right now. Tell him to hurry up. You got to go faster. Murdoch back underneath that 24, though, of Mitchell. So Murdoch trying to take back another spot. He'll do it. He'll slide up, take that Adventure in Pixel 01 back into the spot, but possibly a crossover attempt here by the 24, because Murdoch was all sorts of yee and yawed out. Trying to hang on. These cars are a handful, remember. So Mitchell takes the spot back, but he'll slide. That gives the momentum right back to the outside lane. As these two battle, though, Tim Blum, Rex, Hoyle, Troutman, and Single, they've all now caught the party. They're here to party. And once again, here comes Murdoch. Crossover attempt into one. Oh, he looks like he kind of maybe lifted, got scared there. Maybe thought the wiggle was coming from the 24. That time into turn number 1. He'll fall back into line and just ride. At the front of the field, though, it just happened. The number 86 of James Skelton past the number 4 of Souza. He'll put Souza in between him and Max Terriot right now. So Max back there running into P number 3. I believe we will have to make one more pit stop here tonight. I don't believe we can make it on fuel from where these drivers pitted back on lap number 38. So it's going to be at least one more pit stop for all these drivers. There's the 42. Terriot will work to the inside here. He'll pick up P number 2 once he completes the pass. He has the inside advantage right now as they work off turn number 4. He'll slide up. 4 going to try and fight back, but he'll just go in line. So the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen, he slapped the wall out of turn 4 once again. Just a little bit of a kiss with the right rear quarter panel. He's stepping out of line down the back straightaway. He's trying to get around that number 62 of Troutman. So the Michigan boy of O'Donnell trying to get around the Tennessee Troutman entry. And he will do it. I think that's one of the best things that we have here on the iRacing.com service is we have drivers from all over the place. Multiple countries here in the series represented, all the way from Canada, the United States, Puerto Rico, and we also have Australia. That's right, it's morning time for Kevin O'Brien. Well, it's nighttime here on the East Coast. Kevin O'Brien, hailing from Australia. North-South Wales, Australia, that is. You see him back there. Rolled out of bed, had some coffee, read the paper, and now he's here racing on iRacing with his, well, we're calling him his mates. There is one of the drivers that, well, he's hailing from Canada. So the Canadian and the Aussie battling out here on iRacing. We better get going, though, because there is the race leader. They're about a straightaway ahead of James Skelton, Max Terriot, and Jeffrey Souza, who are currently your top 3 here on lap number 63. Nobody doing the side-by-side jig anywhere. This group is still grouped out, but it's been the best group so far here tonight. There's the 54. That's Rex Hoyle. Nicole Pepper's entry. Got tuxedos by Ted on that number 54, the Buick. Highest running Buick right now is Rex Hoyle, the wily veteran. He's been racing sim racing since, well, some of these drivers weren't even born yet. Of course, his family has history in racing competition. Talk about competition, Murdoch, you gotta get moving because here comes Michael Trevarthen, Rev Racing entry. Rev Esports Group, BK Paints number 2. And I believe something happened to Brandon Feeney. He's down on pit road. Brandon Feeney and Kevin O'Brien see the smoke there. Take a look here. What happened to Brandon Feeney? Was he trying to come to pit road? He was up the track, and on the binders, and... Oh, hey, sir, you can't park there. Can't park there. So, yeah, Brandon Feeney having problems, and... he won't be able to carry on. Watch this from on board with the Liquid Molly, number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Oh, yep. That's just not gonna work. So he gets relegated to pit road. His night will be over. This battle is not over. It's still got Murdoch to the outside with Trevarthen to the inside. Hoyle and Blum are also stacked up 2 by 2 here tonight. Still needing to make that final pit stop here tonight. I think the window is going to open here right around lap number 70 for a lot of these drivers. So once that window opens, we'll see who will be the first one to come to pit road. Sean Single has worked his way back into this battle here as these drivers have been side by side for a little while now. Every time they start to battle, then, well, Sean Single starts to close in. But once these guys go back single file and start turning some hot laps, they start to pull away. So maybe Sean Single can pick up a couple spots here. Battle at the front, though, as the number 42 of Max Terriel. Well, it's not much of a battle, but that's James Skelton coming to pit road. He'll get it woed up. He'll bring number 6 along with him. So pit road here on lap number 70 is about to get to be a busy place. Ryan O'Donnell having problems. It looks like he was trying to come to pit road. Sean Single, I think, maybe just missed pit road. I think he was trying to come also. There you see Ryan O'Donnell. He is... Well, let's find out. Let's see what happened to Ryan O'Donnell. Did he try to come to pit road? And Murdoch tried, Single tried, O'Donnell tried, and Ryan can't park there. So, busy place here on pit road. These will be the final pit stops. You don't want to have anything happen to you here, because if you have something happen, then your race could be over. There you saw the 86 leaving pit road. Here comes the 4 of Souza. He will come to pit road. Race leader is still going to be the 42 now of Max Terriel. He's not racing for a championship, so maybe he's going to get himself off sequence here of the race leaders and see if he can put a couple of these guys a lap down. I think he's coming this time, though. Yeah, he's coming. See him down on the apron. Downshifting. Hard on the brakes for the 42. He'll grab pit road. Bianchi will be the next one. Looks like Joshua Buckley's coming to pit road, so Bianchi will take over the race lead as he yaws out the Cole Peppers Bakery Cafe number 14, that Buick. First time a Buick has led laps here in competition with Red Light Racing. Kevin O'Brien, he's been to pit road. He's got fresher tires there. Oh, as they go 3 wide there, the 24 was coming out of pit road. As Bo Bianchi, hold on to her. Hold on to her. He'll miss the, oh! Brian Bianchi will spin it around, but he was on pit road, so the green flag will stay out. Bianchi spins it onto pit road, and the aging hipster now is the one to go to the point. Billy Edwards in the Pabst Blue Ribbon entry is now the race leader. How things can shake up here at the end of races. We'll drop that running order back down for you as soon as the number 73 of Philly Edwards does come to pit road. Last time he was on pit road was back on lap number 38, so that team is absolutely getting fuel mileage. James Skelton should be the driver that gets the race lead back when we cycle back through here. But then the rest of the field still waiting for that to cycle through. Possibly looking like it's going to be Rex Hoyle. Jeffrey Souza, Chris Hammond. It's possibly how they may look when they come out of pit road. Philly Edwards is now down on pit road. There you see him. Oh, I think he's out of fuel. I think he is out of racing fuel. So Philly will make the slow crawl to pit road. That will be the race leader then when this all cycles through. It will be James Skelton with under 25 laps to go back to the race point. And boy, does he get himself a very, very comfortable race lead here. Battle for second place, though. Number 54, Rex Hoyle, was being scored in second, but here comes the 4 of Souza. He will take over P number 2. Max Terriel back there running in 4th. 5th is Chris Hammett. You see him in the picture there in that number 6 entry. That's your top 5 currently. Murdoch's just outside the top 5, and he's running all by myself. That's right, Richard Murdoch, all by himself, running back into the 6th spot. Then it's Troutman back into the 7th spot. There you see Trevarthen. He is running 8th. Zach Mitchell's back into the 9th spot, and there's the slime machine. Tim Blum is running into the 10th spot. That's your top 10 after the green flag pit cycle. Everybody's still chasing. Number 86, though, that Buick there of Rex Hoyle, fading a little bit here. Came down on lap number 72, so he hasn't been out there all that long on the tires, but they're starting to fade now. Oh, and it was a 2-tire stop, I'm being told, by the wily veteran of Rex Hoyle. He was running outside the top 10 at the time that he brought the Culpeppers entry to pit road. And now he's trying to gather a little bit of a sneaky top 5 if he can. Terrill to the inside of the Triad Motorsports, number 4 of Souza. Souza will fall back into the 3rd spot. Terrill, remember, he was one of the last drivers to pit. He was on lap number 72 when he came to pit road. Has about, call it 3 lap fresher tires than the 86 of James Skelton. And with 21 laps to go, the gap is 1.9 seconds between James Skelton and Max Terrill. We'll see if he can gather up the speed and go up there and get around him with those fresher tires. Something happened. Joe Strano with a pit road penalty. Too fast entering pit road for Joe Strano. He was having a solid day inside the top 10. So Joe Strano back running into the 14th spot right now. The first car 1 lap down with 20 laps to go. One of those drivers that we were talking about that we were going to have to keep an eye on here tonight. We made their way into the championship 8. He's pointed himself all the way to this point, and hopefully this isn't, well, the end of the road for Joe Strano. Of course, we still do have next week. We head to what would be another one of these concrete tracks. It's the Nashville Super Speedway, so there's still time. That's with the Gander Outdoor Truck. We will go there next week. Jaworth can just get around that number 62 of Troutman. And Blum got around Zach Mitchell. So a couple passes here in the late going of this one. Of course, you see out there in chat if you're following along on our YouTube feed here tonight. See Ryan O'Donnell said he wasn't sure what Sean was going to do, and by the time he figured it out, the car wouldn't turn anymore. He heated up those tires. But we told you about the gap. That was James Skelton to Max Terrill. As you see, that was the Philly Edwards entry shooting sparks coming to pit road. You see the Pabst Blue Ribbon. Must have popped the top again. Definitely popped the, there goes tire. Come back to me, tire. It's gone. That tire is gone, Philly. But remember, it was a 1.9 second gap between Skelton and Terrill. It is no longer. It's a half a second. Max is coming, and he's coming in a hurry. Look at it. James Skelton out front here tonight, trying to win and advance to the Final Four. Be 3 straight seasons that he's made it to the Final Four. Couple championships along the way. He's trying to go to the promised land once again, but now he's got the 42 of Max Terrill, and if he lets the 42 get by him here the next 15 laps, that's going to bust open the entire playoff scene, because if you win, you advance straight to the Championship 4 at the Auto Club Speedway on July the 25th. But if Max wins, Max has been eliminated from the playoffs. That's right, for the first time in, oh boy, I can't even recall. Max is not into the Championship 8 at least. So he has nothing to lose but to gather some trophies and bust some bubbles for these drivers. I'm looking at the times to see. It doesn't look like Souza's catching, but these drivers are starting to catch lap traffic. There was the 184. That was Kevin O'Brien. He just moves right up out of the way. 13 to go this time by at the line, and Max is there. Look at Max. Look at the hands. Very smooth on the 42. That time, a little bit of a slip out of turn 2, but still good. We'll see out of turn 4 this time. Look at the input, though. Very smooth around the corner. That time, a much better exit of turn number 4. You can see how rough this track is, though. See the hands on the wheel. They do start to come back a little bit. That's the feedback. That's how rough this track is. It looks like your race leaders are coming up on the 43. That'll be Joe Strano. That time, Max had to pedal a little bit. It'll be 11 to go. 11 to go, and that time, Souza actually a little bit faster than your race leaders. Going to come down to 3 cars here at the end. 2 Chevrolets lead the way with a Ford and a Buick right now. That's your top 4. Another blue oval sits there into the 5th position with Chris Hammett, Richard Murdoch back in 6th, Michael Trevarthen, Ethan Troutman, Tim Blum, and Zach Mitchell round down the top 10. 10 laps to go, the double high 5 this time, just 10 more miles of racing. Here tonight at the Concrete Monster in Dover, Delaware. 42 Max Terrell right there, he's just peeking, letting the 86 of Skelton know, hey, I'm here. A little bit of a peek there, you saw Skelton kind of run more of a defensive line down into 3. Max pulling right back up to the back bumper. Looks like Max kind of drifts high a little bit to get the run off the banking, while James tries to run a little bit lower of a line. There you see it, both pretty much the same there into the corner. Max really able to drive it off. I think those fresher tires for the 42 really paying dividends right now. James with a little bit of a wiggle that time down into turn number 1. Gotta hang on to her. 2 seasoned veterans here with the Red Light Racing Series. Multiple championships between the 2. When you count the championships, oh, Max sideways. There's 8 championships between the top 2 drivers right now here with Red Light. Max now has to refocus. Has to just calm down and regroup here because he still has a chance. It'll be 6 to go this time by at the line. 6 laps to go for James Skelton. At the line, looking at the last lap, and yeah, Skelton that time was quicker. Quickest car out of the top 3, though. It goes back to Jeffrey Souza. He was the quickest. Clock is running out, though. If you're a Souza, you're going to have to get some afterburners or something on that number 4. Because this time by, as the flagman leans over, 5 fingers in the air, 5 more times, high five to all the drivers. That time, fastest car, Max Terrell. Terrell back trying to burn some qualifying laps. See the STP number 43 of Joe Strano. He is out in front of the race leaders. There he is. They're going to see 4 to go as he's still getting 5 to go here for Joe Strano. Four to go. This is going to get good. Waiting to see what does Max do. He hasn't really tried that hard to get around the 86. He showed the nose once when he got there, but hasn't really tried to make the pass. This time, both drivers a little bit out of line. 3 laps to go. Seems like Max is a little bit better down there in turn 3 and 4. Let's see, he gets right to the back bumper there, trying to pack a little bit of air on the 86. This time, it'll be the old popsicle sticks. Wind them up, show them. 2 to go here tonight. 2 to go. Joe Strano is going to be in play here. Can Max Terrell pull alongside the 86 here and pin James behind the lap car? Max trying to wrap the bottom here this time down in 3 and 4. This time by white flag is in the air. It's the final trip around the Speedway presented by Culpeper's Bakery Cafe. If Max has anything, it's now or never. Joe Strano is right there. Max sideways, that may do it. The rear tires are screaming on the 42. James go down to the inside on the number 43. Joe Strano going to get right up out of the way, and this time high out of turret number 4. He'll close the gap, but it won't be good enough. It'll be James Skelton going to victory lane. He'll punch his ticket to the championship. Max Terrell put it in the fence there for P number 2. It'll be Jeffrey Souza. How about Rex Oil with his best finish of the season? He'll come by there into P number 4. 5th will go to Chris Hammett. Richard Murdoch, Ethan Troutman, Michael Trevarthen at the line. At the line for the 10th spot. Zach Mitchell and Sean Single rubbing fenders. So it'll be Mitchell into the 10th spot, Single into 11th. Tony Strano was 12th. Dustin Gainey was 13th. Joe Strano 14th. And Kevin O'Brien was 15th. There's your winner, though, here tonight. Burning them down on the front straightaway. That's your winner. He punches his ticket into the next round. He'll battle for a championship. You won't have to worry about what the points look like after Nashville. So as he burns it down, we're being told here, take a look at this battle on the final lap. Watch this one. The producer says it has to be into the highlight reel. Well, here it is. Watch this back on the final lap here. The 24 and the 11. That's Mitchell to the inside. That Single on the outside crossover attempt. A little bit of a bump that time. Wiggle. That was to take the white flag. What do they do on the final lap then? If that was just leading up to the white flag, what do they do here? Oh, little love tap, little love tap. These two always willing to put on a show. It's worth the price of admission, I can at least tell you that. We get the pleasure of being up here. You fans get to watch it at home. Sideways for the 11. Oh, and Mitchell into the outside wall. And, well, Zach Mitchell will win the battle. Well, that wasn't exciting. James Skelton is our winner here tonight. Race fans, we're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be back here at Dover with the post-race show. Your top 3 competitors after 100 laps here, battling with Miles the Monster.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Dover International Raceway. You see, there's no cars out there onto the racetrack right now. That's because, well, we're done with 100 laps, 100 miles here at the Concrete Monster. We came in, there was 8 drivers that were still battling to lock themselves into the Championship 4, and 1 driver has officially locked himself in. He knows he will race in sunny California for a championship. But what does he think after 100 laps? Well, let's go find out as we head trackside here tonight. Let's talk to the driver of the number 86 of James Skelton. James, a great run for you here tonight at Dover, but this one didn't come easy because you had Max Terriel breathing down the neck at the end.
Yeah, definitely. It was a fun race. Track position was key. That's why I pitted. I wanted to make sure I could pit before Max. And then he waited, a few laps to pit. I thought he would have been out of it. And then Souza was catching me. I was just managing my tires because I had a feeling that by the time he got to me, maybe his stuff was gone. But Max caught me so quick, I thought it was a sitting duck. So I don't know, if he was taking a little bit easy or I don't know what it was. But I'm just glad to get the win.
You get the win here tonight. He did run you down. He was running some of the fastest lap times at the end of this race. Were you worried that, maybe there was going to be a bump and run? He's not in the championship 8 here, so he wasn't battling you for, a spot in the Final 4. He was just trying to take that win.
Yeah, I was watching my mirror. I was trying to back my corners up because I know it's really hard to pass here, so I really just want to make sure I got a good middle drive and then exit. And then there was one, I think 2 or 3 laps to go. He got really close to me. I was like, oh man, he's gonna put the bumper up to me and then I'm screwed. So he didn't. So I'm thankful for it. And I don't know if he could have, but it was close.
Well, now you're locked in. Next week we do head to the Nashville Super Speedway, and with this win, you don't have to worry about Nashville. But what do you got to do next week to keep the momentum really rolling before we head to Auto Club?
Yeah, I got some good momentum going right before the end of the season and then going into the playoffs. So I'm going to take it like I didn't win it. And, I just want to keep the momentum going, get a good practice in, good race, feel good going into the last race of the season.
Well, we'll have to see how that trend works for you. You won at Bristol Dirt. You finished solid at Worldwide Technology. And then you won at Rockingham. And now you win here tonight at Dover. Congratulations on the win here tonight. Roll the red carpet out for you. Who do you got to thank?
Yeah, I had Flowertown Animal Hospital in the car this week, so love to support the Weiss company that she's with. Roger, for you and the broadcast and everything you do, I'll definitely check it out. All the admins, Josh and then Richard, I think they had a pretty tough week on some stuff, and they both showed up, so it's glad to see them out here like always. All the drivers, pretty clean race, really fun to drive. All the spectators watching, all our sponsors, can't do it without them. And I want to give a shout to Rex Hoyle there. He started 17th and came back 4th, so I don't know if we would have had another caution or something. I think he would have been a player, and then Max and Souza for a good finish.
There you hear it from your winner here tonight. The 86 of James Skelton picks up another win. It'll be 3 wins this season now for the 86 of Skelton, and he knows he will now go to sunny California and battle for a championship. Finishing into the 2nd position here tonight, Max, you gave it a good run. You tried a little bit of different strategy there. You pitted. You were the last one to pit. Did you think that was the winning strategy?
Yeah, I didn't have anything to lose, and tried to have the freshest tires for the end. I really like these cars, but I am really disappointed with the physics in traffic. I just couldn't do anything once I got to his bumper at the end. It was just really tight and no air going on the car. I thought older cars were as sensitive, but I guess they still have some tweaking to do on that part.
Well, you got there, you couldn't get around, and did you ever think about laying the old chrome horn, as they say, onto the back bumper?
Yeah, but I don't think I was ever close enough to just give him a nudge. Probably would have been too much of a push, and who knows what happens after. But if I had the opportunity, of course, yeah.
Well, good run regardless here. You're not locked in, or you're not battling in the round of 8 here. So now when we go to Nashville next week, what do you think you can do out there? Or maybe Auto Club, you think we can sneak a win away from these championship drivers?
Yeah, it's win or nothing.
Easy enough. Win. That's all you got to do, right? Hey, before we let you go practice a little bit at the, Nashville Super Speedway with the truck, who do you got to thank on the side of the 42?
Yep, my girlfriend, my friend Max, my dad, and Star 3 Network for the broadcast, Josh, James, and Richards for the Scrambler series, and we'll see you guys next week.
There you hear it, the Storm from the North Blue in here tonight, turning some qualifying laps at the end of this one. Unfortunately, not going to get around the 86 of Skelton. Skelton picks up the win. Terriot will finish second, and finishing third and having himself a heck of a night here at the ball. How about it, Jeffrey? Another great run for this four.
Yeah, man, it's great to be able to run up front with these guys, and we know we have the speed every week. It's just if the situations end up working out, and today I honestly surprised myself with how good the qualifying effort was, and like they were saying before me, the track position was just really key. So starting up there really just set the rhythm for the whole night.
It set it off good for you guys. We're able to keep that car inside the top 5 all night long, and you come home third. When you look at the end of this night, the points are going to look very good for you and your team. Yeah, James is going to pick up the win. He's already going to know he's going to Auto Club to battle for the championship. You still got to go through Nashville, but when you show up and unload at Nashville, you're going to be scored as the highest running points driver right off the trailer. What do you have to do next week to keep those points in your back pocket and advance?
Yeah, to be honest, when I was seeing Max chase down James there, I was kind of saying to myself, this, if he passes him, that's a blown win. It doesn't matter. Max isn't in there, but it didn't end up working out that way. So we'll go to Nashville. I really like that track. It's very important to drive it correctly. It's very easy to overdrive the turns there. So, it's concrete like today was as well. So that's another big thing you can throw into the window next week. So we're going to try to get, good qualifying run up front, try to lead a lap early, getting that extra point for that. And then just got to try to run top 5, and points will handle themselves if we can just run up there again.
All you got to do is keep it on track. I'm going to say, if you keep it on track, there's a good chance that you can party in Nashville all the way out to sunny California. Great run for you. This crew's definitely got you some speed back there in the shop. So who makes this all possible to get these cars so fast?
Well, I just got to really thank Triad. They do a whole bunch, help me learn how to drive. And as good as I can drive, you're always learning how to drive better. We were practicing at New Hampshire last night, and I was learning about some different things about how to drive the brake in the corner, and that ended up helping tonight too. So everyone at Triad, and then as well as Susan Media, Stent Analyzer, and just everybody else that helps with this 4-car on the track and keep us fast, as well as everyone that works on the admin group, and then you guys as well with the broadcast.
There you hear it. Souza finishes third here tonight. He will try to keep that high momentum rolling into Nashville. He'll unload as the highest running driver that is not locked in on points. So when we leave here tonight, Skelton's already locked himself into the Final Four, so that's 1 seat taken at the party. Who's the other drivers that are going to join him? Remember, Souza, he's going to be now into P number 2 overall. Then Chris Hammett, Richard Murdoch, Michael Trevarthen, Zach Mitchell, Sean Single, and then Joe Strano. That's how they look here. Those 8 drivers going in to the final race of round number 8. It's the final chance to punch your ticket for a championship. Who is going to be the one dancing in California? That's what everybody wants to know. We're 2 weeks away from crowning a champion here with the Red Light Racing Scrambler series for season number 13, and I'm enjoying this one. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. But what do you say we all come back 1 week from now on July the 18th and head down to Nashville Super Speedway, another concrete track just like Dover, and see who can party and lock themselves in. But for everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody at Red Light Racing, and all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, my name is Roger Muth. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the Dover International Speedway. And until we catch you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.